Wolfgang Van Halen, son of the late Eddie Van Halen, addressed the long-standing controversy surrounding his role in the iconic rock band. Many fans have criticized his involvement in Van Halen, accusing Eddie of replacing longtime bassist Michael Anthony with his son, leading to heated debates among diehard fans. Wolfgang, who joined Van Halen as the band's bassist in 2006, has long been at the center of this conversation. In his latest comments, he took the opportunity to clear the air and respond to those who believe his involvement was a form of betrayal to Michael Anthony's legacy. "I completely understand why some fans feel that way," Wolfgang said in the interview. "Michael has been a huge part of Van Halen's history, and I get that people were upset when he wasn't part of the band anymore. But I never saw it as replacing anyone. It was just what felt right at the time. My dad and I had a close relationship, and when the band needed a bassist, I stepped in because I knew the material and because I wanted to be part of the music." Fans had long been loyal to Michael Anthony, whose distinctive backing vocals and bass lines were central to the band's sound. The shift from Anthony to Wolfgang was viewed by some as a major departure from the classic Van Halen lineup. But Wolfgang, now in his 30s, insists that his involvement was not about replacing Michael, but about continuing the legacy in a way that fit with the changing dynamic of the band. He also defended the idea that Van Halen was no stranger to lineup changes, and that his own addition was simply a continuation of the band's evolution. Van Halen has always been about change and moving forward. It was never a band that just stuck to one thing. When I joined, it wasn't about me copying Michael or trying to replace him. It was about bringing my own voice into the music, he explained. A recurring sentiment from fans was that Eddie Van Halen's decision to bring his son into the fold was more about family loyalty than musical merit. Wolfgang directly addressed this, acknowledging that family was always a priority for Eddie, but asserting that the decision was equally rooted in musical necessity. "My dad always believed in family, but he also believed in the music. It wasn't about making a statement. It was about what was best for the sound at that time. It wasn't a family over loyalty decision. It was simply about doing what was right for the band," Wolfgang emphasized. Despite the controversy, Wolfgang remains proud of his time in Van Halen. He sees his role in the band as part of a natural progression, not a replacement. "Michael Anthony is a legend, and he always will be. But I was there because I had a passion for the music, and I wanted to contribute. I wasn't trying to take anything away from Michael. I think people need to understand that Van Halen, as a band, was always evolving. As for whether the fans' criticisms will ever fully subside, Wolfgang seems resolute. I get that people will always have mixed feelings, and I respect that. But for me, it was always about the music and carrying on my dad's legacy. I hope people can see that, and I'll always be proud of the work we did." Wolfgang's time with Van Halen marked a significant chapter in the band's history, and despite the ongoing debates, his contributions continue to be a defining part of the band's later years. As the Van Halen legacy remains one of rock's most influential, Wolfgang's journey with the band is likely to remain a key topic of discussion for years to come. However, for now, he remains confident that his role in the band was more than just a familial obligation. It was a musical chapter in the continuing story of one of rock's most legendary groups.